HMRC have announced plans to close the long-standing loophole that allowed some pickup trucks to be taxed as a van instead of a car, which will force individuals to pay more tax. My name is Jack Reeves and welcome to this week's episode of Tax Tidbits, where currently pickup trucks that can carry over 1 tonne are taxed as a van instead of a car. This currently means that individuals using these vehicles as company cars pay significantly less tax via benefits in kind than if they were a normal saloon, hatchback or SUV car. However, this will stop from the 1st of July this year when all double cab pickups, meaning those with 2 rows of seats, will be classed as a car for tax purposes. HMRC argues that double cab pickups are increasingly being used as private vehicles rather than working trucks, which has pushed their decision to change the policy. If you are thinking of buying a double cab pickup, you would be best doing this before the July deadline, as you would still benefit from the lower benefit in kind rates until the 5th of April 2028. The Body Shop has officially called in administrators this week after trading performance over Christmas and into January fell short of the company's expectations, coupled with reports of cash flow issues. The company is expected to undergo significant restructuring, putting their 200 stores and more than 2,000 employees at risk. Despite this, it has been reported that the brand is unlikely to be completely removed from high streets, but we may see the company's online presence increase over this year. Following alcohol duty changes introduced in August, which imposed higher taxes on drinks with higher alcohol content, brands like Audi and Carlsberg are starting to bring out beer with alcohol content beneath the tax threshold. The way these new thresholds work is that when the alcohol content rises, the tax increases with it. Currently, the duty on alcohol products less than 3.5% is just over £9 per litre, while the duty on beer between 3.5 and 8.5% is £21 per litre. As you can imagine, this steep drop in alcohol duty makes producing beer with an alcohol percentage lower than 3.5% very enticing, which is exactly what companies are starting to do. There are some concerns over tax bans creating limitations over the choices of beers available, but it may spur innovation among independent brewers struggling with rising costs. The government has announced plans to expedite penalties for parents who refuse to provide financial support to their children by reducing enforcement time from 6 months to 6 weeks. These reforms aim to create a fairer system for parents and children and make those who neglect their responsibilities accountable. The £20 application fee for parents seeking intervention when maintenance is not paid will also be removed from the 26th of February. It is estimated that around 10,000 parents a year refuse to pay child maintenance, which could be reduced by the fast-track enforcement. Our local Fatface warehouse in Havant is expected to close later this year as part of company-wide changes following its acquisition by Next. Despite the closure, Fatface will continue to operate its stores in this area, but the warehouse will be moved to a site owned by Next. Employees will be given preferential treatment when applying for new roles within the company, and while the exact closure date of the warehouse remains unconfirmed, it is expected to operate until September. That brings us to the end of this week's episode of Tax Tidbits. Thank you for joining me, and make sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel if you enjoyed this episode, as there will be more episodes to come. We will see you next week.